All right, hey guys, morning, afternoon, whatever time you're watching this, but just a quick little recipe that I wanted to go over with you guys. That's a great way to get those vegetables in the morning. It's something you can prep and have for throughout the entire week, depending on how much of it you make. So I'm gonna make something that's gonna be about 8 servings, approximately. So basically, the way it works, we're gonna get a casserole dish. Got that already set up. I've got pretty much most of the stuff prepped because it takes a little bit of time. Um, Went ahead and sauteed some onions and bell peppers and some fresh garlic. So I've got that already ready to go. The other things that are going in this, some kind of meat. I've got some cube steak, venison cube steak. So something nice lean meat. This was something that we had for dinner, some leftovers, had about a half a pound to 2/3 of a pound of it left. So just cut that up really small. That's gonna be the meat that I'm using in here for this day. You can use some chicken. You can throw a little bacon in there. Don't count that as your protein, but you know, if you want some of that flavor, use some ground sausage, ground meat, even like some turkey or something like that. All right, so you want you got to figure out your servings for how much you're going to actually need to put in there. This half pound of that meat plus the dozen eggs that I have in here will give me about eight servings of my protein. For my starch, I've got sweet potatoes. I threw these in my Ninja, just kind of ground them up. They become more of like a hash brown. If you've got a food processor, you can use that. You can slice them up. It just takes a little bit more time if you're using a knife to slice them all up. So, and then I've got some mushrooms. Remember, you can put as much vegetables as you want in there. So I've got mushrooms. We've got the onions and peppers that are sauteing here. I'm gonna throw some spinach on top of them onions and peppers just to get those pretty much cooked because it'll work a lot better. Work a lot better in the casserole dish. So just a bunch of spinach. I'm gonna be throwing that on top. As that cooks down, I'll throw some more up on top of there as well. And then I've got carrots, and underneath the carrots, I've got some zucchini. So I already spiraled up 2 of the zucchinis, and probably about 4 or 5 regular sized carrots. Got this really awesome device here. I think you can get them at Target. I don't know. That's probably where my wife got it from. But this is also really great. You can use this to make zucchini noodles for spaghetti. Great way to have some spaghetti without actually having real noodles. Because you just take your zucchini, cut off your 2 ends, and then just twirl this thing inside here. And as you can see, coming out the bottom, you get like these noodles of zucchini. I did that with the carrots as well. Like I said, this is probably what takes the most amount of time. It doesn't take very long to get the vegetables, the onions and peppers sauteed up, or obviously the potatoes, and throw those in the Ninja or food processor. That goes pretty quickly, couple of seconds, and that's done. So this is just a little bit more time consuming. I attempted to do the potatoes in this, and it did not work out all that well. So you're obviously left with a little bit of the zucchini that's not actually spiraled up. I just take that and chop it up, put it in there with it, just so it's nice and bite-sized. Super easy to do. I've got the oven on 350. It's preheated. We'll get this in there for a large casserole dish like this. Probably have that thing in there for 30 to 40 minutes. Could be an hour. You kind of got to play it by ear to see how your eggs are doing. You just want the eggs to get nice and cooked and fluffy. So that's about all you have to do with that. Get my heat up a little bit here. Saute this spinach up. So I've already got some of my meat in here, and how you put this in there is completely up to you. I just kind of mix it all in. So we got a little bit of meat in there first. Throw some of the zucchini and carrot noodles in there. Just kind of spread it around. I went ahead and scrambled up a dozen eggs. And then about a third of a cup of milk in there with those, just to make them nice and fluffy. Put some of the sweet potatoes in here. Oh, there we go. We got a piece that didn't get ground up. No problem. All I'll do is just chop those. What's left. So we've got some sweet potatoes in there. Throw a little more meat in there. Just kind of layering it. And I'll mix it up so that the eggs kind of seep through all of this. Mushrooms. I got a little bit of leftover portobellos. Baby portobellos, so I'll put some of those in there. Like I said, the vegetables, you don't have to worry about counting the vegetables or measuring out the vegetables. You can get as much vegetables as you want. So once you divide this all up, like I said, it's not rocket science with the measuring of using that those trays. It doesn't have to be exact. You can kind of eyeball it. For instance, what I did here, once this divides up, and I'll divide this up into eight individual pieces when we're done, and we'll have a second video that'll show that. And then you can just package that up and put it in the refrigerator. Something super easy. Throw it in the microwave. Take it with you to work if you need to. Super simple. So throwing some of these mushrooms in here now. Get this spinach sauteed here. It'll all wilt down. Salt and pepper, season it as you would like. You can do that prior to as you're making all this stuff, or you can do it when you've got this thing divided up and you go ahead and pull it out to throw it in the microwave. You can always season it then as well. You can eat it cold. Obviously, it's all going to be cooked, so you will be able to eat it cold. I definitely think it tastes better if you heat it up, though. You know, cold eggs aren't the best. Some people like them a lot. I'm not a big fan. So just cutting up some of these sweet potatoes. And I didn't peel the sweet potatoes. That's kind of preference. I don't usually peel them. We do them on the grill a lot of times, where I'll slice them up and saute them on the grill. And I won't peel them when I do that. Only time I really peel them is obviously if I'm having baked sweet potatoes. I'll peel it after they're baked up, and then I'll make some French fries, sweet potato French fries with them. Just baking those in the oven, and then I'll peel them before I do that, and then they just go in the oven. Super simple. Cut them like French fry style, nice long slivers, and I throw them in those in a Ziploc bag with some olive oil and salt and pepper. And then dump them on a cookie sheet and put them in the oven. Takes about 20 minutes for you to get those cooked all the way through. And then once you have those cooked all the way through, I usually throw it on broil for a little bit and flip them over. Just get some crispier, more like a French fry rather than just a soggy potato. So I'll throw the spinach and onions and peppers on here. I'm going to throw all this in here and just end up mixing this up a little bit. And then I'm going to throw the rest. I'm going to put that whole bag of spinach in here. Like I said, as much of the vegetables as you want. This thing will get pretty full. The eggs will kind of just seep all down and through all of this. It's like a big vegetable egg casserole that you can then divide up. And like I said, this will be 8, possibly 10 servings. So get you through a week pretty well. Alright guys, so we'll come back with the next video. As you can see, that's pretty simple, all the stuff that I put in there. You're gonna, once you get that all in there, dump the eggs in there, let all the eggs all seep through everything. Throw a little bit of cheese on there. You can use that for your fat. Maybe some avocado. I would cut that up separate. You can kind of put that off to the side and add a slice or two of avocado with it when you heat it up to eat it. But anyway, that's pretty much how it goes. I'll get you a second video coming back once this is done cooking. I pull it out of the oven, let you see what it looks like, and we'll divide that up and put it into containers for the week. So thanks for watching, guys.